We've got two changes. Imran's coming in for Rory and Faf's coming in for JP.
Like that mix-up, obviously need a spinner at a traditional Adelaide Oval wicket.
Yeah, I mean, I think majority of the time we like to go in with a spinner. I think Brisbane was a slight change for us in terms of tacticalness, the way we go about things tactically, but back to normal now with Imran and looking forward to him hopefully playing a big part in the test.
Do you think you need to be more aggressive in this match to try and push for a result?
Oh, I think both teams do. Both teams drew the last game, not just us.
even I guess that first day when it was, you had Alice and Armour in there, they seemed to slow down late in the day. Maybe that was a chance you could have pushed for 300 or 320 if they won.
I was pretty happy with how we batted in the first innings. To win the toss, I think it was a 50-50 decision whether to bat or bowl first, and we decided to bat. And I think to post a solid first day like we did, and then go on like we did. It was unfortunate to lose JP, and we lost a couple of wickets in clumps on that. What was it with the rain break day 3, which kind of slowed our momentum a bit. But otherwise, I was pretty happy with the way we batted.
Australia's going with the same 11. Are you surprised by that at all, given that Australia's looking has like a bit of pace and effectiveness in Brisbane? Do you think that might mess up a bit?
Well, I think quite a few bowlers lacked a little bit in Brisbane, so I think a lot of guys are looking to improve in this game. The wicket played a lot better than I think everyone expected, and I think there's a few guys that are looking to improve. I mean, I think there's been a lot of speculation around Australia's team, and they've sort of stuck to what they believe is right, I guess.
Players played 2 games in the green track called?
Oh, I don't know. We didn't have any green tracks in England, and he did pretty well. I think that he will be really good. I've liked the way he's looked this week. He looks like he's had some really good zip in the nets. The ball's been swinging and moving, and I expect good things from him.
Why do you think he hasn't had any success in the opening 2 games?
It's difficult. I think that's the nature of the sport we play. I think he's had such an incredible run to his Test career. It's he's bound to be tough games along the way, and I think he's certainly got the character to bounce back from that. I don't think he bowled really badly in Brisbane. He still created a couple of chances that could have easily gone to hand, and I expect him to play a positive role in this game.
Graeme, the Brisbane pitch probably disappointed a lot of people. Are you hoping for a better surface this time?
I think Adelaide is. I think Change McTennan said one thing that you can expect is the same Adelaide wicket, and I think it does look like a very good wicket. The nature of the wicket probably does get drier as the game goes on. But at the moment, it's got a good grass covering. I mean, the field itself is looking really good. The square itself is probably the greenest I've seen it in a long time. So, it should be a really good wicket for the first couple of days, and then maybe dry out as the test goes on.
Graeme, just your thoughts on Faf du Plessis making his debut, and secondly, how do you perceive him as a bowling option? Is he a part-timer, or is he perhaps relied upon to perhaps bowl a bit more actually than just a part-timer?
I think he's probably in the same mould bowling as JP. He certainly he can play a role. I mean, obviously picking Imran, he will front up for the majority of that spin option. But having Faf available does allow you, someone else in the group that can contribute. The fact that he's making his debut, I think, is exciting. It's a wonderful opportunity for Faf. I think he's had a really high standard last few years. He's played a role in the one-day formats and the 2020 formats now, and I know he's really excited to get the opportunity to play Test cricket. He's been around this group now solidly since England, and he's been a part of some special times. So I think he's looking forward to hopefully making a mark on this team.
Can you see Imran playing a particularly big role, given that 5 of Australia's top 7 are left-handers and his best balls put these wrong?
Well, hopefully there's a lot of rough, not for me, but for the Australian left-handers. And he certainly has used rough well in the times that he has played for us. I mean, he created a lot of stress for Strauss and the left-handers in England. So, the wrong and turning away from the bat is also not a bad option. He's got enough to really contribute for us in this game.
Yeah, Graeme, just saying on Imran, your voice said yesterday he's probably just waiting for a one kind of big performance for his Test career to really take off. Do you feel the same way, and how does Imran feel about that? Do you think you're anxious, this should be,
Yeah, I think naturally he'll be anxious to always do well. I think it's Imran's personality, you know. I think, but he's contributed in key ways for us over the last few Test matches, and his role is important, and he understands that. And not every surface that we've played on has offered him the world. I mean, but he's been able to contribute, which is good. You know, I think not always in Test cricket is things going to go your way and be rosy, but you've got to be able to find a way to contribute over those 5 days. And I think Imran has done that well for us. And I think all of us in the team would love to see him pick up a huge wicket haul. We know that it doesn't always work like that, but if he can get stuck in and contribute, then that's what it's all about.
Did Robbie come into the thinking at all as an option?
No, Imran is the frontline spinner, and we've backed him.
Expecting another verbal barrage from the Aussie fast bowlers, Graeme?
Well, I mean, it's certainly nothing different to what we've experienced over the years. I mean, I think a lot of us have played in Australia or played against Australia enough to understand and come through it. I'm surprised that so much has been made of it, really. I don't think it was really that big an issue. You know, so I've been surprised that it's been making headlines the whole week.
Nothing else to talk about.
That's good. Just on that, Graeme, does it feel like a long wait between tests, or was the break good for you guys?
It's something that I think we became accustomed to in England. You know, we had a long time there in between Test matches, and you know, we've had a fairly long season already. So you know, finding the balance between keeping our intensity up and allowing guys a little bit of downtime has been a key factor in maintaining that success over a long period of time. And you know, I think you can certainly feel it on the first few days of training when guys come in. The intensity and the way they work is certainly right up there. And I know we're all excited and looking forward to this Test match.
Have you talked to your fast bowlers about no balls, or did you let them work that out themselves?
There certainly was a discussion. I certainly wasn't a headmaster telling them don't bowl a no ball. But they're mature enough and they've worked hard on it this week. I think when you bowl 24 no balls in a game, it's quite obvious that it's, you know, you need to get it right. And our bowlers certainly have taken the personal responsibility this week, and hopefully it'll be a lot better in the game.
What do you expect from Nathan Lyon here, mate?
I think Nathan's proving to be a solid performer for Australia, and that's exactly how, you know, we view him. We, you know, haven't taken an arrogant view on him, maybe that some other people have. You know, we respect what he's capable of, and you know, he will play a role in this game, and we've got to respect that. And I think that's shown in the way that we've trained this week.
Graeme, this is the first defence of the number one ranking, and you spoke in England about remaining firm with the blows or something to that effect. How have you found the experience of defending number one? Is it tough, and how so?
It's probably a little bit early to probably give you a good answer on that, but we've played one game since we've turned number one. You know, I think we had solid 2 days, and Australia had a solid 2 days. Outside that, probably not much else to talk about. You know, I think for us, the great thing is that there's respect about our performance. You know, I think if we had travelled a few years ago and drawn a Test match anywhere else in the world, people would have been raving about it. You know, and I think for us, the disappointment in a draw is something that's good for us. It shows that people expect us to play well and to perform well, and that's exciting for us. You know, so you know, I think we come to Adelaide knowing that there's a few areas we can definitely improve on, and we've had some good discussions about that. But in terms of the number one ranking, we know that it's going to be a process of us performing well for a period of time, and this, as I said before the tour, this is that big challenge for us. And you know, if we can come through Australia having been successful, then we'll give ourselves a great opportunity to create something.
Graeme, Gary went home during the break, as we all know. So as one of my colleagues put it, to catch up on his jet lag. What was it like preparing for at least some of the time without him? Was that a significant difference?
I don't think so. I mean, obviously, Gary as a personality, is lovely to have him around, but I think he's ingrained a culture into us and a team dynamic that should last if he's not there for a day or two. You know, and we're really lucky that we've got some good staff around that can maintain that high work rate and high work ethic that Gary certainly performs for us. So I think there's an understanding in the group that you know, it has been a long year, and that Gary needed some family time, and that was important for him.